All right, everyone. So today we are in Unit 1, Lesson number 3. Yes, Lesson number 3. And what we're working on here is starting to make use of our visuals here. Now, eventually we're going to get away from the visuals, but the visuals are a great way of understanding of how to get started, and you're going to find out that you're not going to get rid of some of the visuals, that sometimes the visuals is actually what makes it easier. So let's go on into your entrance slips. All right. We are in your Unit 1, Topic A, Lessons 1 through 8. Remember, if you have not done the notes for Lesson number 3, you do want to take care of that first. Hit that pause button, get back into it. But what Lesson 3 is all about here is understanding writing our ratios, and then getting that visual down to help us to solve problems. So let's go through here. It says for every $3 that Karen saves in her account, her brother saves $7 in his account. All right. So determine a ratio to describe the money in Karen's account to the money in her brother's account. Okay. So first thing I'm noticing here is, oh my goodness, there's that word too. So now that's going to separate the two things that I'm looking at here. So if I look to the left, it's the money in Karen's account. To the right, it's the money in her brother's account. Okay, so I need Karen's first. Karen's got $3. Ratio, so I'm going to use a colon here. And then brother is second, so there's the 7. So it's a 3 to 7. Okay. Again, I could use the word 2. I could use a fraction bar that's there. So now they're asking, hey, if Karen has $60 in her account, how much money does her brother have in his account? Use a tape diagram. Okay, so we do want to understand the visual here, so we do definitely want your tape diagrams down. And from elementary school, not a big deal here. We've got a ratio. The ratio is always your tape diagram. So the first number is a 3, so I'm going to get myself 3 boxes down. All right, and it's Karen, so I'm going to slap a letter K out there to represent Karen. The next one's 7. Now here's the important part. These boxes need to match up. So through 7 of them, it's going to be way out here. What I've got to do is I've got to match up those first 3. So I'm going to draw that line straight down. Draw that line straight down. Draw that same line straight down. There. Draw that same line straight down. Okay, but I need 7 of them. I've got 1, 2, 3 down there. So another one's 4, 5, and then 6 and 7. Again, count them up if you need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. And then that stands for the B. So I'm going to put down the brother that's here. Now, the $60. The $60 in Karen. So, yeah, all of this is 60. So anytime we're dealing with a tape diagram, we label the picture first. And then the second thing that we do is figure out how much each box is worth. Well, if I've got the number 60 and I'm dividing it up between 3 boxes, well, how much goes in each box? Well, yeah, 20. All right. Now, I don't have to put a 20 in every single box. If you'd like to fill them all in, that's fine. But I know that each box is worth 20 here. So the question, though, is how much does her brother have? Well, how many boxes does her brother have? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 boxes. But wait, each box is worth 20. So this is where we're going to multiply that 7 times 20 because it's the repeat addition that's there. 7 times 20, $140. Yes, exactly. All right. So yeah, that's the idea here. So we're going to label the tape diagram. Okay. We're going to figure out how much each box is worth. And then we're going to use that information to answer the question. So part C here says, record the equivalent ratio using the information from part B. So, okay, so in part B, we said Karen had $60 and we said her brother had $140. So there's a ratio that we've got there. The last question says, create another possible ratio that describes the relationship between Karen's account and her brother's account. So they want another ratio that we've got. So yeah, I mean, what do you think here? Another ratio. All right. So what we want to see here is one of our ratios is 3 to 7. One of our other ratios was 60 to 140. And what we want to get comfortable with here with our ratios is as long as we are multiplying by the same number, things are good. So in this particular case, yeah, what do you multiply 3 by to get to 60? Well, we get 20, and that's what we did up here. So 7 times 20, that's 140. Okay, just choose another number to multiply by. That's it, because they just wanted another possible ratio. So you could make it ridiculous and multiply by 762, or you could be like, let's just multiply by 2. But if you multiply this guy by 2, you gotta multiply this guy by 2. And there's your 6 to 14. That would be another ratio. So what we want to keep in mind here is if you want to create another possible ratio, all you need to do is choose another number to multiply by. But the thing here is you have to multiply both of those numbers by that number. I multiply both by 20, it's good. I multiply both by 2, it's good. So yeah, that's all it takes. All right. So yeah, hey, that's your lesson 3 on your equivalent ratios. Get on into that classwork now, people, and get that math video taken care of. All right, take care.